Have you ever stood outside on a clear night and looked up at the moon and felt a sense of being watched? Not by a person, not by an animal, but by something far older. A silent, patient observer floating in the velvet darkness. It is a feeling that transcends culture and time, an ancient connection that hums just beneath the surface of our busy lives. We see it, we acknowledge it, but we rarely stop to truly consider its immense, quiet power. We call it the moon, but it has had 1,000 names. To some, it was a goddess, weaving the fate of mortals with silver thread. To others, a relentless hunter, chasing the sun across the sky. But in every story, in every whispered legend, it is more than just a rock in the sky. It is a presence, a force that pulls not only on the oceans, but on the very fabric of life itself. Its most obvious display of power is the one we can measure, the one we can predict. The tides. Twice a day, the great oceans of our world inhale and exhale, their rhythmic breath dictated by this distant celestial body. Imagine the sheer, unimaginable force required to move trillions of tons of water, to lift the sea itself towards the sky. The moon does this without a sound, a silent conductor of a planetary symphony. It is a display of such profound strength that it should inspire awe, yet it has become so familiar that we forget to notice. We see the waves crash on the shore, but we do not feel the invisible tether that connects them to that point of light in the night. This gravitational pull is a constant, a reminder that we are part of a cosmic dance, governed by forces we cannot see or hear. And if it can do this to the vast, deep oceans, what subtle tides does it pull within us? We are, after all, made mostly of water, our own internal oceans, the currents of our blood, the delicate fluid of our minds. Are we truly immune to its influence? For millennia, our ancestors did not believe so. They saw a direct link between the moon's phases and the cycles of life and death, of planting and harvest. They noticed how the full moon's light seemed to stir a madness in some, a wildness in the beasts of the forest. The word lunacy is not an accident. It is born from luna, the moon, a belief that its ethereal glow could unravel the tightly wound spool of the human mind. They told stories of men who became wolves under its gaze, their humanity stripped away by its primal call. They spoke of it as a repository for souls, a ghostly ship carrying the dead across the sea of stars. These weren't just fanciful tales to pass the time. They were attempts to explain a felt reality, a way to give a name to the subtle shifts in mood, in energy, in dreams that seemed to follow the moon's journey across the heavens. The moon was the keeper of secrets, the guardian of the night, and everything that came with it. Our fears, our desires, our hidden selves. It collected our stories, our hopes, our whispered confessions that we only dared to speak into the darkness. It was the great listener. And perhaps the most profound mystery, the one that has captivated philosophers and poets for centuries, is its silence. It hangs there, a cosmic sentinel, and it says nothing. But its most powerful statement is not in a sound, but in a choice. It chooses to show us only one face. Ever. Since the dawn of human consciousness, we have only ever seen one side of the moon. Through a phenomenon called tidal locking, its rotation is perfectly synchronized with its orbit around us. A cosmic coincidence of such perfection, it feels almost intentional. It dances with us, but always keeps part of itself hidden, shrouded in permanent shadow from our earthly perspective. The far side of the moon, the dark side. The name itself sends a shiver through the imagination. For most of human history, what lay on that hidden hemisphere was a complete and total mystery, a blank canvas onto which we projected our greatest wonders and darkest fears. Was it a barren, cratered wasteland, identical to the side we knew? Or did it hold something else entirely? Ancient gardens left by star-traveling civilizations? Crystalline structures that pulsed with an unknown energy? the sleeping forms of forgotten gods? This wasn't just a question of geography, it was a question of symbolism. The moon, our closest companion, had a secret, a profound, fundamental part of itself that it refused to share. This act of concealment gives the moon its true power. It represents the unknown, the subconscious, the parts of our own universe and our own selves that remain unexplored. It is a constant, celestial reminder that what we see is never the whole story. There is always a hidden side, always a truth veiled in shadow. We live our lives bathed in the light of what is known, of what is comfortable and familiar. We build routines, we create explanations, we tell ourselves stories to make sense of the world. But the moon hangs above us as a testament to the vastness of our own ignorance. When we finally sent probes and then people to orbit and see that hidden face, we found more craters, more desolation, more beautiful, silent emptiness. There were no alien cities, no secret gardens, and for a moment it felt like a disappointment, a loss of magic. But the mystery was not diminished. In fact, it was deepened. The secret was not what the moon was hiding, but the very act of hiding itself. The far side is not just a place, it's a concept. It is the silent engine of the moon. While the near side is in a constant dialogue with Earth, reflecting our sunlight, pulling our tides, gracing our skies, the far side is eternally turned away, facing the cold, infinite void of deep space. It is the moon's anchor to the cosmos, its own private universe. It is the source of its quiet, contemplative power. It is from this place of unseen mystery that its influence seems to emanate. Perhaps the silence of the moon is not an absence of communication, but a different form of it. A broadcast on a frequency we are not meant to hear, but to feel. A transmission of gravity, of light, of cyclical rhythm. It doesn't need to speak, because its entire being is a statement. It governs the rhythm of our planet, the rise and fall of our oceans, the cycles of growth and decay, all without uttering a single sound. Its power is in its constancy, its reliability, its unwavering presence in a world of chaos and change. It is the ultimate invisible force that shapes our reality. It teaches us that the most powerful things in the universe and in our own lives are often the ones that are unseen and unheard. The silent pull of love, the quiet weight of grief, the unseen hand of intuition, the slow, inexorable march of time. These are the real forces that shape our existence, and like the moon, they operate in a profound and powerful silence. And so, we are left with the great metaphor in the sky. That perfect, silver sphere is a reflection of our own inner worlds. We each have a side that we show to the world, the face we present in the light of day, familiar and mapped. But we also have a far side, a hidden landscape of thoughts, dreams, fears, and potentials that no one else can see. A place that faces the infinite void of our own subconscious. It is where our deepest truths reside, where our own silent forces operate, pulling the tides of our emotions, shaping the contours of our character. We spend so much time charting the familiar side, but perhaps our greatest journey is the one into our own darkness, to explore the craters and mountains of our hidden selves, to stand in the silence and listen. The moon is a mirror, and its greatest mystery is not what it is, but what it shows us about ourselves. The next time you stand under its pale, ethereal light, do not just look at it. Feel it. Feel its ancient, silent pull. And ask yourself, what invisible forces are governing you? What secrets does your own far side hold, waiting to be discovered?